Hey everyone, I'm LaserDude99.
And I'm the Angry Rusky.
Okay, so we got a request
from
Blow Himself Up Dude. Yeah, we're both big fans of his stuff, and he requested that we do our top 10 video games and movies review.
Yeah, and we're gonna do the video or the movies
after
video games.
We're doing video games right now. So our top 10 video games. So we don't have all the cases or whatnot, but oh well. For me, my number 10 favorite is X-Men Legends. This is it's a nice fighting game. You start out as Wolverine and you just take on a bunch of villains. I really like these X-Men games, both the first one and the second one. I prefer the first one because I think the story's better and it has more depth to it and the action is funner. But yeah, they're both great games to play.
Okay, my number 10 is an Xbox Live Arcade game called Castle Crashers. Now this game is like if you were to take Double Dragon, make it 4 players, and give them weapons and magic powers. Like, I mean, it's really fun. It has Xbox Live Online. And instead of only fighting once at the end, you get to fight 4 times because there's 4 princesses you have to rescue.
Yeah.
And it's really fun because, like, I've been.
Did you say princes?
Princesses.
Okay, I thought you said princes.
Well, we don't know what the clown is.
Oh, you just did a spoiler. Oh well. Moving on. Number 9. Another comic book video game for me. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I love this game. It opens up to almost like every big shot Marvel superhero name out there, and yeah, it's a lot of fun to play. The story is really good, and the cutscenes are like some of the best animation I've seen. I mean, the characters are really well voiced, and yeah. So yeah, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, number 9.
Okay, my number 9 is the only fighting game on my top 10, Dead or Alive 4. This is my favorite fighting game just because I'm the best at it. Like, I'm horrible at fighting games, but this one I've actually been able to pull off most of the moves for a few characters. All of them in some case, which I really enjoy. You know, I'm okay online, I'm not great. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful, artistically, video game fighting games. I mean, everything's in Japanese, but at least they have the subtitles, so you can't really complain about that. But yeah, that's number 9 is Dead or Alive 4.
Yeah, he always kicks my butt on it, so I don't play it. Number 8 for me is Mario Kart. Now, I didn't put a specific one like Mario Kart 64 or the Mario Kart for GameCube. I think they're all great. They all have certain parts into it I love. Like, for example, Mario Kart 64, I love that battle stage, the block area, where, you know, you can just throw a whole bunch of stuff, and if you fall to the bottom, you're dead. I love that stage. For the GameCube, I love the whole double dash where you can have 2 characters instead of just one.
And you can play like 2 people together.
Yeah, and you can play 2 people together. That's always fun. And what else? Also with the new one, how you can switch between bikes and do tricks, and the items are always the best, especially if you're in last place and you get lightning. Always fun.
Blue shell is pretty
Or the blue shell, but if you're in last place, you want the lightning.
Okay, my number 8 is The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. For the Super Nintendo. This is one of the best made games for the Super Nintendo, I think, ever. Like, I mean, yeah, there are other ones that are good, like Super Mario World. Can't think of any off the top of my head now that are really top notch, but the story is good. I mean, this is the one they made after they went to the side-scrolling Link 2, which people complain about way too much. Really well done. The animation's good for the time. The story is, you know, it's straightforward. It's easy to follow. Unlike the first Legend of Zelda that had no story, you just sort of plopped you down in the middle and said, "Go have fun." But yeah, it's definitely one of the funnest games I've played on the Super Nintendo.
Okay, for me, next after Mario Kart is Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Or no, wait, Super Smash Brothers. I didn't want to put a name because I love Melee, I love Brawl, I love the old just Super Smash Brothers. I love them all. They're all tons of fun. You can spend hours on those things just beating up your friends, and it's always fun to do a Falcon punch every now and then. And unlike in this fighting game, unlike other fighting games, it's harder to be cheap. In most other fighting games, you can just do the same move over and over and over again.
But that's because this game has so much BS. Like, just sort of those fluky things that happen and you can get knocked off.
Oh, just because you die all the time, Adam, doesn't mean it's a fluke. But I love all the Super Smash.
Some of them are, though.
Some of them are, but only when I die. Yeah, that's number 7 for me.
Alright, my number 7 is Battlefront 2. I like the first one, but the second one just, made it so much better. I mean, it's not as, I don't think it's perfect. Like, one thing I would have liked is if you could actually choose who you want. Like, in this one, you can either play as the Rebels versus the Empire, or you can play as the Republic versus
the
droids. Why can't you do the droids versus the Empire?
That would have been sweet.
Versus,
like, or more importantly, when you're battling on a planet and you get to be Jedi, it'd be fun if you could actually choose what Jedi you are.
Yeah, I mean, like, they do have the one where you can only choose the heroes.
Yeah.
But
on one stage? Well, 2 if you download.
Yeah, 2 if you download the Kashyyyk bonus. But yeah, it's Mos Eisley and Kashyyyk, and Mos Eisley is way too big for that too.
You get lost but it's a fun game.
It's one of the funnest games ever. We actually started playing one. We were probably about 14 hours into it, and right where we started.
We were just so equally matched.
Yeah, like he'd win one and he'd win.
We spent like half an hour battling for these 2 planets back and forth.
Yeah, so my number 7 is Battlefront 2.
Okay. Moving on to number 6, we got Halo 3. Oh man, Halo 3 is it's like you can go from the calmest guy on earth to anger management classes if you play it online. Like, cause everybody just you're like, okay, I see you guys, I'm gonna die. Let's die. I've had times where I've responded that, oh, for crying out loud. But still, Halo 3 is an addicting game. Tons of terrains, cool maps.
Yeah, he's really loud. It's quite funny. You can hear him upstairs.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like, oh, come on!
At least I don't cuss. Anyway, yeah, so number 6 is, for me, is Halo 3.
Alright, number 6 for me is Resident Evil 4. This is literally I'm gonna say it, this is the best game on the GameCube ever. I own it for the PS2. Only because, like, there's extra stuff on the PS2 and it was cheaper. But best game for the GameCube ever. I like, the story was excellent. The extra stuff, like, Resident Evil 5 is nowhere near as good because they took out, like, the stuff that made it unique. It was challenging, it was fun, it made you want to play to the end. The characters were interesting, you connected to them. All in all, in the meantime, you're running away from thousands of zombies or shooting them in the head or whatever. All in all, this is definitely the best game on the GameCube, and it's my number 6.
Okay, my number 5, we already talked about it, but a little bit more. Star Wars Battlefront 2. I remember when I played the first one, I actually really sucked at it. And then I got my hands on the second one, and boy, I was determined not to suck at this game. I played it and I love it. It's a great game. Galactic Conquest. Space Battles was another great thing that they added on.
It's okay. It's not great.
Okay, yeah, that's true. It's not great, but it still is another good feature in there.
But the thing is, it doesn't change. It's the same thing. Like, it's always the same thing.
If you're battling over a planet, sometimes the ships will change places.
Yeah, but still, I'm just saying that it's not different. Like, the objectives are like, there's nothing changing.
It could have had some more, but still, it is fun to do. It adds up more. It gives more, like that, and the addition of the Jedis, and
well, Sith. Not the addition of the Jedis, but the fact that you can play as the Jedis.
Yeah, you play as the Jedis. You couldn't play as them, but they were there.
Just there, which sucked.
So yeah, That's my number 5.
Okay, my number 5 is Fable: The Lost Chapters. I love this game when it came out. I still do. You know,
We already did a review on it.
Yeah, we did a review on it. So if you, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but if you want to go more, check the review. Again, connecting the characters. There's a lot more comedy, like sort of dark comedy in this. Like, you know, it's definitely.
That stupid guy.
Yeah, that stupid guy. But you remember him though, and you're gonna remember him for a long time. That's what
He
you want in
made
a
me
video.
had mutton chops. And then he said, "Oh, I don't have a daughter. I just love screwing with people."
Well, that's the thing though. You're gonna remember him for a really long time.
Anyway,
and that's the
this
important
is your
thing.
list. This is your part.
And that's my number 5.